My guest today is Claire McKinney. Claire, how are you this afternoon?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you.
Thanks
How
so
are
much
you?
I am fantastic. I'm chatting with you.
Yeah.
This is it's a wonderful opportunity. I really appreciate you making the time. If you would, probably the best spot to start is if you just give esteemed audience kind of an overview of your background and the services that you're offering.
Sure. Well, I've been in publishing for over 20 years. I actually started my career in publicity at Hyperion Books for Children, launching an imprint that was actually geared toward the African American children's market. In that position, I worked with Toni Morrison and Della Reese, who is somebody who has passed. Maybe not all of your audience knows her, but at the time she was a pretty cool figure. And from there, I went on to work in adult trade. So I've worked with a lot of adult books, a lot of mystery authors, pretty much every kind of author you could imagine. And about 10 years ago, I started out on my own, started my own business. And I work a lot with indie authors, especially a lot of independent publishing, small presses, and also self-published authors. We do pretty much everything from the general campaign media to author events to social media to content marketing. A lot of brand building is really where I focus, and sort of content strategy and messaging strategy, because we've found over the years that with the tightening of the review market for books, that it's important to be able to communicate directly with an audience that you create and nurture. And so that's something that we're really big in, nurturing connections, not just with media people, but also with, consumers.
Gotcha. And so what types of projects are you currently looking for, and what's the best way for authors to get in touch with you?
Well, they can get in touch with me through the website, which is www.clairemckinneypr.com. Or they can email, they're welcome to email me directly at claire@clairemckinneypr.com. The kinds of projects I like, we do a lot of work with fiction and memoir. I do quite a bit of genre, mystery, crime, true crime is an area that we really love, and narrative nonfiction, not so much in the self-help genres and things like that, but much more, I would say, memoir and anything education based. We do right now. I have a series that working on with a woman who's very into sort of promoting STEAM in the education world, which is a little bit different from STEM because it includes art, which has been found, especially with girls, to be helpful for girls learning science and succeeding in the science area. So that's one thing. And then I also work with the president of the Scholastic Book Club's group, who authored a series of novels called Bobs and Tweets, which you're familiar with. But she's also, her whole mission is about connecting kids with books. And so we really love doing that. Projects that really help people and connect them with reading, but also inspire and teach people things. So.
Gotcha. So if I'm an author, I come to you, where would you start to market my book, and what could I expect to, what could I look forward to seeing happen with my book?
Well, it depends on the kind of book that you have to some extent. If I was
Let's
talking
say
about
just for today, let's say it's a middle grade novel.
A middle grade novel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of things that you do with something that's middle grade. First of all, you want to try to connect it with the trade publications that are appropriate for that level of book. So there are several places like School Library Journal, Publishers Weekly, the Children's Book Review Service, Hornbook, various places that are part of the B2B world of children's books and young adult books. So those places are looked at by bookstores and libraries and also by teachers. And really with anything middle grade or kids books, you want to try to penetrate that education market as much as you can. So getting into trades is really important. Also, sending the book out for review. A lot of bloggers and websites are great places for children's books because they're run by parents a lot of times who have an affinity for those kinds of books because they've got kids who read them. And they're always looking for something new. And so that's a lot of fun because they really appreciate getting books books to review for their audiences. And we also offer, giveaway copies and things like that to help promote them. And then there's also sort of the influencer market with teachers, and we have a pretty wide connection base of Instagram people who are teachers who will bring books into their classroom or review books on their own, and then post their reviews on Instagram, which is really helpful. And a lot of these teachers have thousands and thousands of followers. So, teachers and communities, different kinds of communities, can be sort of celebrities in their own areas and stuff. And so that's a really good way also to get your book out there. So I would say that sort of getting into the education market is really important, and connecting with teachers and connecting with parents. And then, as much as you can, connecting with kids directly by getting out there and doing book events at libraries, or visiting schools and doing speeches and speaking to kids at schools.